After I had my injury, I felt like I was never going to be able to be active again. And when I learned about adaptive sports and learned that I could still be active and actually experience that activity for the first time, it really made me feel like myself again. But I also learned that there are so many barriers to being active after a spinal cord injury. And at the Kelly Brush Foundation, we want to break down those barriers and make that not an issue. We help people with spinal cord injuries get out and be active in any way that they want to do that. Biking has meant a lot to me. I got in a bike right after I got hurt, and it was the first time I was able to be active and the first time I really felt like myself again. And since then I've been able to bike a ton. I bike on the road, I bike in my mountain bike, and now with my kids I get to bike with them and show them how fun it can be, and they get to learn about it. We have 2 girls, so I have a 6-year-old girl and a 3-year-old. I feel like right now in my life, the way I'm working 2 different jobs, I have a family, I feel like my life is so chaotic in a lot of ways that being able to find some balance is really important for me. So I have a really nice balance working as a nurse practitioner and working at the Kelly Brush Foundation. I also find that with my kids, finding time with them, and especially finding time to do things that we love together, like being active, can really bring a nice balance to our life and you know, teaches them about the fun of playing but also getting out and being active and how good that can be for you and how good it can make you feel. For me, living in a wheelchair, I can do almost everything that everybody else can do. I often just have to do things differently. But there are definitely times when I can't do something that my husband will go and do it with the kids instead, and that's always sort of a bummer for me. So particularly for something like biking, that I can show them how fun this is and how good it makes you feel to get out and be active that way, is so important to me, and I think for them to watch me as both their mom but also somebody who uses a wheelchair is really, really important.
Riding a hand cycle plays a huge role in my life. It means freedom to me and the ability to just be outdoors and be at peace. Being active and riding and running is how I always define myself as such a big part of my life. 5 years ago, I was off on a typical morning bike ride and going down a hill through an intersection with the green light, and a car coming in the opposite direction drove straight into me, and I became paralyzed from the chest down. Getting back into sports was something I knew I wanted to do immediately, and luckily I'd seen enough people when I was racing in marathons in hand cycles and in race wheelchairs that I knew it was a possibility to get back to being active. When you have a near-death experience like I did, you think about what's most important. I started to think about my career. I was really lucky. An ex-boss of mine who knew what I wanted to do came to me with the job rec for the Kelly Brush Foundation, and it was perfect. It enabled me to bring my business experience, my passion for sports, and my new life all together into one, and help other people who have suffered these life-changing injuries find their way again and find joy in life again. And that's just so rewarding. When I'm on my hand cycle, I either think of nothing at all and just hear the sounds of the tires on the road and my breath and my heartbeat and just taking in the surroundings and how beautiful everything is. Or sometimes it's when I get to think, but think more clearly about things. I have some of my best ideas when I'm on the road. Challenges are some of what draws me to endurance sports. It's that pushing myself physically, and I get so much drive from that. It makes me want to go further. I'm someone who wants to always go on the longest ride and how far can I go? How hard can I go? Even when I'm alone, I find myself challenging myself and pushing myself to go a little bit harder, a little bit faster, a little bit further. I don't know, it must just be part of who I am and at my core.
I love adaptive mountain biking so much just because I feel like it gives me this Superman type feeling. When I'm on my mountain bike, I feel like I can do anything. I can go down all these insane trails or just fun trails, and I feel like I can run over anything. It'll take me anywhere I want it to go. And to have that feeling is honestly indescribable and so unintangible. I wish I could really tell someone what it's like, but you can't. You have to be in it, you have to ride it. You gotta be head first, face forward on the handlebars, feeling what that feels like. And for me, I just always wanted to be like Superman anyway. When I'm out biking, I kind of just lose myself a little bit. I think it's my place to be who I really want to be. So for me, this is where I feel like I'm at my best. It's really fun to climb up, and then I really enjoy then going downhill fast and problem solving and try to figure out how to de-weight my left wheel so I can go over certain obstacles or rocks or roots or stumps that are there, and try not to fall over and turtle and be upside down and have my friends pull me back over again. I love talking to my two-wheel bike friends that are like, what line choice you take, and this is what I'm going to be taking. It's so different, and so to be able to talk about that and figure that out, for me, I think is one of the most fun parts. I'm never happier than when I'm on my bike. Yeah, this summer's been pretty incredible, right? I've gone 37 out of 44 days here, and the first part of it was a vacation to British Columbia to do adaptive mountain bike racing. The Dunbar Series was the first of its kind, legitimate adaptive downhill race series. It's just an incredible experience, and also be able to push the sport, be able to see that and be able to help out and be there. It's honestly incredible. The mountain bike community to me has been by far my favorite. I think they've been the most inclusive, the most entertaining, the most just really wanting people to get out and ride. Everywhere I go, whether it's New Trail Networks around here or another country to go ride, everyone just is willing to help. They're interested in your bike. No one's telling you can't do this. They want to help, they want to be there, they want to make trails more accessible, they want to make trails more universal, and to have that respect, that rapport with all of them, it's just so overwhelmingly amazing, and it just feels like you're part of that community. That's all we really want, as adaptive athletes or just people that just want to go out and ride their bikes. It's great. The Kelly Brush Foundation to me is game-changing. Right after my injury, the first thing I did was learn how to ride a hand cycle for the Kelly Brush Ride. The whole trajectory of my life has changed. Here at the KBF, we're really trying to get people with spinal cord injuries out and active the way they want to do it. We have two grand cycles. You have one in the spring and one in the fall. People that apply for so many different pieces of equipment, right? It could be a monoski, a hand cycle, a basketball chair, a tennis chair, adaptive mountain bike. Most people who apply are going to get a grant, and that's really what we're really inspired to do. Give those awards out, it's the best time of my life. It'll never get old. As we give out these grants and I start talking to all our new grant recipients, it's like I see a little bit of myself. I was there, I know what that feels like, I know how life-changing that really, really is. And so I am just over the moon for them, their friends, their family, their kids, or this piece of equipment really, really, truly transcends the actual activity you're doing, and it just trickles into your everyday life and to the people around you. And that's the stuff that it's hard to show and hard to prove, but that's what's really doing. That's how powerful this organization and this equipment really, really is.